Where are you going, mate? Sorry, I forgot that I was streaming and I didn't have the YouTube running in the background, so I didn't see the comments. Apologies, Phil. At least it's just us. You know what I mean by that. I think you know exactly what I mean by that. Anyway. I bet I wouldn't be able to do that, man. I struggle. My sleeping is really picky. I have to sleep with my left ear to the pillow on my side. I can't sleep on my back. I can't sleep on my stomach. Yeah. I've got a race going live about 11 o'clock, so in about half an hour. So this is only going to be a half an hour stream. But I thought I'd just get a bit of this going. I suppose I should be there. It's just a race I had today, daily race C. I started 9th, I think, and I finished 3rd. So it was a good fun race. This week's races have been really shit. That's why I just haven't bothered streaming this week. I just want to break from the racing streaming for a week. Because daily race B is a joke. It's just it's 2 to 3 laps too short. That's how short. 4 laps is just. It's honestly the worst. It's the shortest race I think they've done for a daily race B. And they had one the other week that was pretty bad too. So this race, I was in the same race. I was with Desi. Unfortunately, he was down the back and got taken out. But there's another guy called G Marter. He's in his streams a lot. And me and him had a good race at the end of the race. So yeah, it was a good race. It was a clean race. I made up 6 spots. In a way it suits me because it's just softs all through the race. So you just have to look after your tyres a bit, but you don't. It was a good choice, not this stupid hards, softs and other stuff. And the manufacturer race is actually going to be quite interesting on Saturday because they've done what I've been calling them to do for ages. In a way, though they've made it compulsory that you must run hards in the race, but they've also made it compulsory that you must run softs, not mediums. So there's a good difference between hard and softs. So I think that's going to make that race quite interesting on Saturday. 15 laps at Watkins Glen, the long track, GR3s. You must run hards and softs, not mediums. And I kind of like that they've done that change. So it could be an interesting race on Saturday. I might stream that. I'll see how the first race goes. And if it goes well, I might come back streaming on Saturday. Also, because I can then also do lobbies for the. Hopefully, when next week's dailies will be okay, and it'll be worthwhile me doing so. So we'll wait and see. Now we need to get over to this container. Luckily this thing isn't worried too much by rocks, so we should be able to just go this way. It's going to be an interesting strategy race. I still think the best strategy, I just need to work on how many laps can you get and do on the softs. Okay, so we're going to need a truck with the long trailer. Because that's going to need a... Okay. Is it going to need a 3 bay or... or 4 bay? Oh, that's a 4 bay, so we're going to need a long... so what we need is stop the engine. Don't know why I'm driving at night time. You know how I hate driving at night time. We're going to have to jump into the 612. What time is it? We've still got 24 minutes. That's good. Where the hell have I got it parked up? There. Okay. Because we need to get back to the thing, change it, and get a trailer. Actually, I think no, we've got a trailer there, haven't we? So I'll go back to the thing, and then I'll come back there and grab that trailer. Okay. Doesn't this look weird? This configuration. What's the way down from here? Down that way. I think we can go down that way. Cross that bridge. Yeah, why not? It's also different having the crane on the back of it. This is the truck that you... It's the DLC, but I reckon it's one of the first DLCs that's actually worth buying. It was only what, $5, $6 Australian, so fuck. That gave a bit of damage. It is a bit temperamental though, so just beware of that. There's no point going over the bridge when we can go this way. But for like $6, or $5.95, something like that, somewhere around that, $6, $5-6, it's worth buying. It can do saddle high and saddle low, which is very unusual. Usually these things can only use saddle high, but this can use the saddle low trailer. That's what we're going to use in this run. The other ones are still the 605. The Zinc 605 is still a little bit better than this, but this isn't far off, and the fact it's a lot easier to get. And it has more options, and you can have actually a three. You can carry 3. I don't know what they call it, bay, whatever they call the bloody thing. Can I get back over through here, I wonder? I know it's a place of worship, but I don't really care. Where's the wheel? There's a way. And it's not quite a beast as the other, but this and the big beast. One thing about this, it has a 500 litre fuel tank, but it also has 140 on the spare, and also has an extra 50 somewhere. That's, oh, what is it? 190s. That's 690 litres of fuel. So it's good for heavy haul, long drives and stuff like that. Its disadvantages, it's got a bit of a long overhead hang, and it is prone to kind of, you have to be a little bit more careful. It's a little bit more prone to damaging. It. And she's a wide motherfucker. Oh, yeah, very good for those. And the best part is it's always on normal drive and always on diff lock, so you'd have to keep turning it off and on the bloody diff lock. 605 is like that too, they're both perfectly done. Keep turning the fucking diff lock on! What time am I just doing? 13 minutes. Well, how much is it? In about 15 minutes I'll have to end the stream, because I need to go and get ready for the... I don't really, I can just let that play, I don't really care actually. I just set it as a premiere so it can get people's attention before it goes live. I don't need to be there for the premiere. But maybe I should. I'll see how I feel in 15 minutes. Yeah, I hate having to switch the bloody diff lock on, off and on. You always think the problem with the switching the diff lock on, off and on, you keep forgetting, and I bet you do it. I bet you do it. I bet you forget to turn the diff lock off, sorry, and next thing you go bang, and you do all the damage to the bloody gearbox and all that shit. I bet you do it as well. I'm always forgetting to turn the bloody diff lock off. Okay, so we need to go right down this. We want the saddle low, which is very unusual for a truck like this. You know, I can't, it's easy to go this way there than have to go, oh, maybe not. Maybe we'll go this way because I left the trailer there. Is that a flat one? Yeah, it's a flat one. I left another trailer over there, these are large, but I think, yeah. I might as well. I was thinking about being lazy, but I might as well save the money by buying a new trailer. It's not too much longer go level. There's not much difference between the way. So we'll go and pick up the other trailer. It's a fence. I have to knock it down. I bet even you do that, Phil. Sometimes you remember my streams and you drive past those fences and you toot the horn and you have a little chuckle, remembering my stream. And so when you do play this, you do the old horn on the fence routine. I bet, and you have a little chuckle. Exactly, it's the rules. It's good being able to talk to you normally. Don't have to worry about something else annoying. I had someone technically famous in the car yesterday. I've done that. It's funny when you see that when they fly off. But yeah, I had someone technically famous. Now I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie or the story behind this Chinese ballet. There's a book and it was made into a movie called Mao's Last Dance. He was a very famous Chinese ballet dancer that was basically chosen that he had to do ballet by the dictatorship that was back there in those years in China. And he was sent to America to improve his ballet, but he loved it so much in America he defected to America, and they did a whole book on it. And anyway, he ended up marrying a Australian ballet lady, and they've had 3 kids, 2 daughters and 1 son. Well, a friend of mine, the one that I might have mentioned in the past, who's in a wheelchair, Michael, well, we've kind of made up a bit. He's kind of in the early stages of a relationship with one of those daughters. And on Tuesday night, he took her out to dinner, and he used my limo. So I picked up my friend Michael and this guy's daughter, and he's over here. Michael's got photos with him. He's just announced he's retired. He was basically the head of Australia. No, I'm not really into ballet myself, but he's announced his retirement from being involved in the ballet because of health issues between himself and his wife. So that's an interesting little story. I started watching the movie. It's called Mao's Last Dance. It's really quite interesting, I must say. I'm not interested in ballet, but the movie's actually quite interesting, and it's interesting that I'm kind of had his daughter in the car, and hearing the daughter talking about her father, who wrote the book, who helped with the movie interpretation of his book. It's actually not really about ballet. Believe me, it's quite interesting. But I'm not a book reader. I've been watching a bit of the movie just so I can get a bit of an idea. It's actually not too bad. It's interesting. It's not it's hard to explain. Shows you what it was like back in China and back in those years. Now be very careful here. It tends to damage this truck. Just here. A little bump there. Got away from it. That's why you watch the movie, because there's a movie of it as well. It's not just a book. Stuff that I won't. I've only ever finished 2 books in my whole lifetime. And that was a book called Formula 1, and then I think its sequel which was called IndyCar. Those are the only 2 books I've ever finished. If it comes out in the movies, I'll watch them in the movie. But yeah, fuck reading, fuck that shit. I don't want to use my brain to read. I'll just watch the movie. My mum, when I was young, used to read all the Hobbit books and all the Lord of the Rings books, and it's kind of amazing because when you're a kid and you're young, my mum used to read the books to me, and I used to imagine, of course when you're young you're kind of imagining how it is when your mum's reading the book to you. And the amazing thing about the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogies is the way as a kid I imagined it all to be. It's exactly how the movies came out. The movies were like, they had read my mind and how I imagined that ought to look. But I love Lord of the Rings, you know, I love the whole series and stuff. Which reminds me of I did an incredible job. Incredible. You know, I didn't realise it, but apparently when they've announced the new Star Wars movie based on Rey, they said, oh, it's a new Star Wars movie. And they said movie, not movies. As it turns out, it's a trilogy. So it's technically 10, 11 and 12. Because it is 3 movies. 2 are going to come out in 2026 and the third, I think, 2028. That's, as you know, I love my Star Wars, but no, Lord of the Rings. I own Lord of the Rings on Blu-ray and The Hobbit on Blu-ray. I still haven't got, and the Lord of the Rings is the extended version, but I never got the Hobbit extended version. So nowadays I buy my movies on Apple CarPlay, on the Apple Store. I'm loving all the Star Wars movies. I'm not saying no to them. Not at all. So I want to get the digital version of Lord of the Rings and the digital version of the extended version, so this is, of The Hobbit. Because I know The Hobbit's, I've always loved the extended version because you get a bit more. But anyway, having with that, I need to go and get ready for the stream. So I will see you over. Have to shut the engine down. Sorry about the shortish one, but it's okay. Great seeing you again here, bro. Hopefully I'll see you in the premiere for the race. That should be premiering in about 5 minutes. I just need to go and set some stuff up. So stay safe. Bye for now. Happy gaming, guys. Happy gaming. Especially you, Phil. You rock, Phil. You rock.